So YouTube is now asking everybody to upload their driver's license to make sure that there's an age verification. Spotify is doing the same. Now, think about this for a second. They want you silenced. They just knock on your door. They don't even have to look you up. They already have all your information. They want to do it to protect the children. Like, share, and repost this as many times as you can. Share with your friends. This is ridiculous. It's in the Constitution. We have the freedom of speech. I understand that there's a child video problem. Get rid of it. You guys haven't gotten rid of it yet. When are you going to start getting rid of it? The whole internet's supposedly full of it if you just look for it. But you want my driver's license? Come on. This is out of control. This is like the book 1984. This is crazy. What are you guys thinking? How are we going to stop this?
Starting August 13th, people in the US are going to have to submit their ID to watch YouTube. Mark my words, being anonymous online is coming to an end. In the near future, if you want to fully access the internet, you'll need to fully identify who you are behind the screen. It sounds dystopian now, but it's where we're headed.
Mark my words, we're about to watch our freedom of speech go down the drain. YouTube will now be asking you to upload your identification for age verification. So they're basically saying if the AI feels that you are younger than the appropriate age, they'll ask you to upload your identification. And they're going to do the same thing with Spotify, but then it's going to start to roll over to other apps. Right now in other countries, they're doing the same exact thing. But this is where it gets wicked, right? See, we've learned that when they tell you one thing, they're planning something else behind it. And imagine this. You upload your identification. There's a breach. Well, at least they say there's a breach. And they trying to put it off on data hackers. Because that's what they will say, but that will be a lie. They will basically be monitoring everything that you do on these apps, on these platforms. And if you say the wrong thing, they'll silence you. Think about how China is on a point system. If you do the wrong thing, you might not even be able to spend your own money. And that shit gets deep in itself. Because you might voice your opinion on a topic on social media, and they might feel it's wrong. And this rabbit hole gets very, very deep. Think about this. YouTube is one of the biggest search engines on the planet right now. Think about what they can do if they have your actual identification, face, place, everything. See, that's going over a lot of people's heads. It's going to cause a lot of problems. Mind you, YouTube has been here forever. Why would they start asking for identification now? This is bigger than children just getting on the internet. The voice you have could cause a lot of problems once they have access to all of that information. Trust me. Or don't.
Will you need ID to watch YouTube? Yes, even in the US, starting on August 13th, 2025. If AI thinks you're under 18, you might have to provide an ID for full access. In a move that mirrors the ID verification laws that have recently taken effect in the UK and EU countries, YouTube has announced that it will use AI to determine whether a viewer is 18 or older, purportedly based upon their viewing habits. If the AI works as advertised, then adult users won't even know that it's there, purportedly. But if the algorithm gets it wrong, users will have YouTube's nanny controls activated automatically, resulting in restrictions on what they can watch. Misidentified users then have the option to provide proof of their age by way of supplying a valid credit card or government-issued ID. Supporters claim this will help shield children from harmful content and fight so-called misinformation. But privacy advocates note that the duty to protect our children from online threats rests with the parents and not big business. They've labeled these plans as a Trojan horse designed to usher in social credit scoring and license for the internet schemes to limit free speech.
Hey, Shalom. Before I get started, I'd like to give all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakak Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect of Israel. This is Thamayim in Atlanta, and you just saw that video from Arrows of Indignation 144. He makes great, or puts up great content. Should definitely be subscribed to him. But that was going into basically the famine of the word and how that's on the horizon, in which that's going to have to happen, where the Lord's going to remove his prophets from the streets and from making lessons on YouTube and the internet. It's all going to shut down, and these people are going to be out of luck and looking for answers for what's happening, but they've had time. We've all had time, and the Lord's mercy is still open, but you gotta take heed to it. You have to listen. You have to get the Lord's names, the names right. Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. You gotta take heed to this, because it's only going to be available for a little while longer, which we should start at Amos 8 and 11, where it says, "Behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it. In that day shall the fair virgins and young men faint for thirst." And so this is a prophecy for the Lord to remove his word. And I'm not saying that this, with what's happening on YouTube, is definitely the start of the famine of the word, but it could very well lead into it. This could be pushed back for months and months, and then eventually come, or it could really come on August 13th, in which they start trying to ask for ID verification, in which the prophets aren't going to just give over their information to these people. It could lead to lessons being uploaded onto some other platform, like Rumble or whatever else is out there. Or it could really be leading to this word being cut off. But we'll see. I'm going to keep an ear open to the apostles and elders to see what the decision is if this does come up. Because it's happening. Amalek especially is being exposed left and right, all over the internet, all over YouTube, and they want this word to be shut down. The Edomites as a whole want this word to be shut down because it demonizes them and condemns them, while lifting up the people that they've been trying to put down for so long, with the Edomites being the so-called white man and the Israelites being the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And there's a lot of nuance in there, because it matters who your father is and his father before, because we all come from a biblical nationality. And although looks can help for identification, it's not 100%, because there are plenty of Israelites that look like so-called white people, and there's plenty of Edomites that look like so-called black people. And we've been scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And so we're going to come back looking like all of the other nations. And vice versa with Esau. He's scattered his own self through his colonization and conquering, that there's a lot of Edomites that look like the other nations. So it's nuanced, but for the most part, yeah, black and white affairs over the centuries, it's been Jacob and Esau. And we're at the point where they are offended with the truth coming out, because they've built up so many lies over the years. They don't even know what's real and what's false at this point. But it's exposing their lies, and they want to keep the lies in the bag, but the truth is already out. Most people understand that the small hatters are not the people of the Bible. It's been said over and over and over again. Even people that don't believe in the Bible are gaining an understanding of that, which they're not the people. There'd be no more war. They fit all the prophecies of being the Edomites, while the Israelites fit the prophecies of being, while the Israelites fit the prophecies, or the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, Salakia, fit the prophecies of being the Israelite, the identifiers, in which we're going to go to Deuteronomy 28, and we're just going to go on down, because these curses that are here would be for a sign and wonder. So Deuteronomy 28 and 46, they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. So these curses would be over anyone who claims to be the biblical Israelites. And they range from being cursed in the city, being cursed in the field, which is anywhere within the earth. We are cursed. It goes into our scattering and being scattered throughout the earth. It goes into our captivity under the Edomites, being taken away on ships for our captivity, which we'll just read that since we're here, Deuteronomy 28:68. The Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. It goes into us being the tail and not the head. We're at the bottom of society. We're under these Deuteronomy curses, and we're at the last few moments of the Lord's mercy, to where if you're on the fence with the idea that you're an Israelite, you need to cross over. You need to pick a side, because we are at the end of this word going out. We're at the end of Esau's kingdom as well, and you're going to want protection when that time comes, because it's Jacob's trouble. It's going to become everybody's trouble, but it starts out as Jacob's trouble. And there's a lot of evil coming, a lot of bad times coming, and so you do need to pick a side. And if you're on the fence, choose that side. And if you resonate with this word, but you're not a Negro, Latino, and Native American, if you resonate with this word, you're most likely an Israelite. And you need to pick a side as well, because this devil is really about to come down with great wrath. You're going to go to the book of Baruch, chapter 2, and verse 30. We're at the end of this word, but you need to listen and get it before it's too late. Baruch 2 and 30. For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. This is the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Of course, you can even see the stiff-neckedness currently. We are stubborn, and the things the Edomites have told us, these people we're trying to hold on to it, and it's causing a lot of cognitive dissonance, but it's nothing to hold on to. Let that all go and understand that you're the people of this book. You're the only ones that can be saved as well. And the Lord is going to set us up on top of all the other nations in the next world with immortality and having the law, statutes, and commandments written within us. It's a beautiful story, but you have to understand that we are the protagonists under Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai in this book. You need to listen and just get over the stubbornness, cross over, understand that we went off. It's our fault. That's why we've been in this low situation for so long. And since it's our fault, we're the ones who need to seek the Lord 10 times more. We have to come back to him, because we are at the end. As it says, an end is come. It watches for thee. It's the end of the time of the Gentiles, and it's going to go out with great violence. This book of Baruch, chapter 4 and verse 1. It says, this is the book of the commandments of the Most High, and the law that endureth forever. The Bible. All they that keep it shall come to life, but such as leave it shall die. This is keeping the laws versus not keeping the laws, life and death. And we want to choose life. Turn thee, O Jacob. Jacob's name was turned to Israel. So it's saying, turn thee, O Israelites, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as well as are scattered. Turn to the Lord and take hold of it. Walk in the presence of the light thereof. All this wisdom and knowledge that the Lord is giving down. Take hold of it. It says that thou mayest be illuminated. So we could be set up on top with that wisdom and knowledge of the Lord. It says, give not thine honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation. Not everybody could be saved. This is only for the Israelites. That's something that Israelites have a hard time accepting, because we've all grown up being told that God is nothing but love and everybody could be saved and all these things. That's not true. The Gentiles in the New Testament are Israelites. The other nations are enemies of the Lord and enemies of the Israelites. They can't be saved. And the salvation is from under the curses, and from under the hands of our enemies. If they are the enemies, how could they be taken from their own hands? If they weren't under the curses, how could they be saved from the curses? They're about to have the curses put on them, and they're about to go into captivity under us. Don't try to give this away to people. It says, O Israel, happy are we, for the things that are pleasing to the Most High are made known unto us. He showeth his laws and his statutes to Jacob. He has dealt so with no other nation. The Lord has not shown these other nations. He chose us. He's got a chosen people. It says, be of good cheer, my people, the memorial of Israel. You were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved the Most High to wrath, ye were delivered unto the enemies. We messed up. We broke the first covenant. So we had to be punished for that. And that was everything that we have endured over these centuries. But it's coming to an end. It says, for you provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to the Most High. We kept going after all of these other gods and taking on the ways of the heathen. They're not your friends. They are the part of the reason we're here. It's our own fault, but we're influenced by them and had to deal with it, deal with the consequences. Ye have forgotten the everlasting power that brought you up, and ye have grieved Jerusalem that nursed you. Skipping down to verse 25, it says, my children, the Israelites, suffer patiently the wrath that is come upon you from the Most High. For thine enemy hath persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction, and shalt tread upon his neck. As thou hast done, it shall be done. The Lord is flipping all of this over. The last shall become first, and the first the last. We're at the end of their time of treading on us, and the Lord's about to switch this and put the whole world back into order. But first, other prophecies have to come to pass, like the famine of the word. The MOTB has to happen, and we could see that that is on the horizon with the emergence of this digital system that's being tried to push, that they're trying to push out. And we can see that World War III is starting. Check out all these earthquakes and uproars of the people as well, all over the earth. We are at the end. You need to listen if you want any chance of making it out of this, or else yourself and your children, your families are going to catch the consequences of the heathen. You're going to get the same reward they get, but we want a righteous reward in a righteous world. Take heed. This word is almost done going out. Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and the scattered. You are the Israelites. Come back to the Lord. We're at the end. And so, Lord willing, that was edifying. I'd like to give all glory, praise, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rekha, Wadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone. Shalom to the elect of Israel. Shalom.